This was in the young vanilla years. Honestly, I wasn't at a comfort level in my manhood that I could handle her sexuality.
Mm, mm, mm.
Welcome to Homemade. I'm Shannon Cason. I recently got my first tattoos. I got my daughter's birthdays on my back. If you're watching this on YouTube, here's a picture. Now, don't ignore the chiseled muscular back either. I know you see it. I've been putting in some work. However, most of my life, I didn't have any tattoos. When I was a lot younger, I started going out with this young lady with a lot of tattoos. Now, many of hers were really sexy. I think those tattoos on the front of the thigh, like right by the hip, very sexy. So many of hers were sexy, but two in particular stand out. She had two tattooed handprints on her ass. Now, when I met her, I didn't know she had two hand outlines on her ass. We met at a party, and my first thought was, wow, this young tattooed lady has a very nice ass. I mean, that's what I thought initially. She had a great smile too. I love a big, beautiful smile. I'm a smile guy, but that ass though. So we talk at the party, we exchange numbers, we talk on the phone. Then we go out on a date in Greektown in Detroit. And she was beautiful. I mean, like really beautiful, drop dead beautiful. And I have to acknowledge for a second that I've dated some truly beautiful women in the past. This is not to brag because I don't see beauty like in that basic commercialized view. Uh, I, I like unique beauty. Sometimes it's not universally noticed, but I notice. However, she was universally beautiful. I ran into some old high school friends and they were like, damn, Shannon, that's you? You the man, dog. And I never got many girls in high school, so I'm like eating it up, you know. And she was feeling me too because she started calling me Big Sexy. So after the bar, I took her home and we kissed a little in the car, nothing big. I didn't even ask to come in or anything. You know, I didn't act thirsty at all in any way. I love anticipation, no rush. Let the tension build up. It'll happen. So what happens? We talk on the phone all week and she says she doesn't want to go out the next weekend, but I can come over and visit. So I get to her apartment and she answers the door in sweatpants and a scarf on her head. I'm like, okay. Black women know what I'm talking about, but bonnets and sweatpants and moo and all that can be sexy to me too. I think that's sexy too sometimes. But I come in and she has candles lit and it's smelling good. And I give her a big hug. And she says, sit down, Big Sexy. And she pours me a drink, some cognac, and she says she'll be right back. And I knew it was about to go down because on the TV, she was watching this. Now, it wasn't, but this is back in the day. It was Cinemax. If you know, you know. So she comes back in the living room wearing a robe. She took off the bonnet and the sweats, and I'm buzzing a little bit off the Remy. And she walks over in front of me, in front of my view of the TV. And I tell her, your daddy wasn't a glass maker. Why are you blocking my view? And she opens her robe and she's wearing this tiny see-through lingerie thingy. And she takes my glass and she sets it on the coffee table and straddles me while I'm sitting on the couch. And she talks in my ear. She says, you still want to watch TV? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. So we kiss on the couch and we're kissing a long time, so much that my lips are getting tired. Then she grabs my hand and leads me to her bedroom. But she still has the robe on. I don't see the tattoos yet. So she lets my hand go at the door and she continues to walk in the room and she drops the robe down to her feet. And then I see it. One stenciled tattooed handprint on each tender butt cheek. And there's words on her lower back. I have to squint to read it. I didn't have my glasses on. And it reads, hold tight in cursive. And then I watch her crawl on the satin sheets. She has satin sheets. And I see the Magnum XL condoms on the nightstand, XL, and the wet lube on the nightstand. Okay. And I think to myself, what the fuck am I getting myself into here? The sex was amazing. It was amazing sex. Then afterward, we continued to date. And I liked her. I liked her a lot. But I'm gonna be honest, I got a little judgy. Why did she have to get an instructional tattoo on her ass? How could she have thought that that was a good idea? Who the fuck handprints are those? This was in the young vanilla years. Honestly, I wasn't at a comfort level in my manhood that I could handle her sexuality. So after a few more rides at the amusement park, holding on tight, it dwindled down, then she was gone. Years pass. I moved to Chicago. I get married, get divorced, and I'm home in Detroit for Thanksgiving. And after giving thanks over my mom's house, I go to the strip clubs in Dearborn. Isn't that what everyone does after Thanksgiving? And this lady walks over and she's staring at me like she knows me. And this is a good looking girl. She says, "Do I know you from somewhere?" And this is a strip club, so all the girls are nice to you. But I'm looking at her and she does look familiar. And she says, "Did you go to Cody High School?" And I'm like, "Nah, Southwestern and Ecorse." And we're just staring at each other. And she says, "You look really familiar." And then she turns to walk away. And then I see it. The outline of one palm print on one of her ass cheeks. And then she turns all the way around, and there it is, two childlike palm prints on that ass, and "hold tight" is written in cursive. And I say, "Hey, it's Big Sexy, baby." And she turns around with that big, beautiful smile. And I hold tight for one last ride in VIP for $200.
Mm, mm, mm. Now that's homemade.